Hello and welcome to another arena video, and you guys have asked for a budget series, and I don't know if that's actually going to be a staple of this channel, but we're definitely going to be doing one today. And Foundations, new set, really cool, a lot of interesting stuff going on, so I could definitely see doing some more of these. So what are we doing today? Well, we are playing around the Bloodthirsty Conqueror, which is a new mythic from the set. But you do not need to worry. The only mythic wildcards you are going to need for this deck are the Bloodthirsty Conquerors themselves. We got 4 of those. Everything else in the deck are commons and uncommons. With that said, this is only an arena budget deck because it's easier to find those 4 mythic wildcards. In paper, this card's like 25 bucks or something, so this deck is not actually budget in paper, but on arena it is. So Bloodthirsty Conquerors for 3 black, it's a 5/5 Vampire Knight with Flying Death Touch, and whenever an opponent loses life, you gain that much life. So we actually have 2 cards in the deck at the common and uncommon rarity that combo with it. First off is another vampire from Foundations, the Marauding Blight Priest, which is a 3-mana 3/2 that says whenever you gain life, each opponent loses 1 life. So we gain a life that pings the opponents, which when they get pinged, we gain, and that just causes an infinite back and forth of us gaining life, they losing life until they lose the game. The other card that does that same role is a 2-drop, which is Starscape Cleric, which is a 2/1 Bat Cleric with Offspring, which means we can pay 2 and a black to also get a 1/1 copy of it, but it's a flyer that can't be blocked, and it also says when we gain life, each opponent loses a life. So that is the goal of the deck. We are trying to get either the Cleric or the Priest down, and also the Bloodthirsty Conqueror, and then all that has to happen is we gain life or our opponents lose life. In order to make that happen, we have a vampire deck. It wasn't intentionally supposed to be a vampire type of deck, but it kind of has turned into that just because a lot of vampires care about life gain. So the other vampires we have in the deck, besides the ones we've already talked about, we also have Ichor Drinker, which is our 1-drop. It's a 1/1 with lifelink, and then we can pay a black and exile it from our graveyard to incubate 2, which means that we make a little incubator token. We can flip it over for 2 mana. It becomes a 2/2 artifact creature, Phyrexian, I believe. We also have 2 copies of Markov Baron, which is a 3-mana 2/2, but it has Convoke, meaning we can tap our creatures to help cast it. And it has lifelink. Other vampires we control have +1/+1, and it also has Madness for 2 and a black. There is 1 card in our deck that might make that relevant. And then we also have 2 copies of the Vampire Nighthawk, which is, this is a classic boomer card. For 3 mana, it's a 2/3 Vampire Shaman with Flying Death Touch lifelink. The only other creature in our deck is we have a playset of the Deep Cavern Bat, 2 mana 1/1 Flying lifelink, enters, we get to look at our opponent's hand, and then we get to exile a non-land card from their hand until it leaves the battlefield. It's not a vampire, but it does have lifelink, so it'll trigger some of our stuff, and it's also hand disruption and gives us a way to start playing around our opponent's shenanigans. Also just flavor when vampires and bats go together, so it's kind of nice that even all of our non-vampire creatures in the deck are bats, which is kind of fun. All right, I said that there was 1 card that was relevant, that Markov Baron had Madness, which means we can cast it if we discard it. That is Bitter Triumph, which is for 1 and a black. An additional cost to cast this spell, we have to discard a card or pay 3 life, destroy target creature or planeswalker. We have 2 of those in the deck, and then the rest of our removal is we have 2 copies of Go for the Throat, and then 4 copies of Cut Down. Filling out the deck, we also have 2 Corrupted Conscriptions, which is just 1 mana black instant. At an additional cost, we have to sacrifice a creature. We get to draw 2 cards. We can just kind of leave this up in case someone has removal or a board wipe. It's a way that we're like, oh, we're going to lose our creature anyways, let's draw some cards. And then we also have 2 copies of Zombify in the deck. This is just a way that if we lose one of our combo pieces, we can get it back, return target creature from your graveyard to the battlefield, which is especially helpful because we don't have any tutors in the deck, so this is a way that if we're able to just get into the long game, we might be able to combo this way. In our lands, we have 20 basic swamps because we're a mono black deck. We have 2 demolition fields. This is just a way for us to get rid of our opponent's pesky creature lands or any other things that they might be doing. And then we also have 2 copies of Mudflap Village, which taps for a colorless or can tap for a black if we're casting a creature, but for 1 and a black, we can sacrifice it to return a bat from our graveyard to our hand. And like I said, we have 2 bats in the deck. We have the Deep Cavern Bat, so that's just hand disruption and a lifelinker, but we also have the Cleric, which actually is one of our combo pieces. So kind of nice to have a couple of those in there. And then our sideboard is mostly just letting us flex around with our sideboard. We have 2 more Bitter Triumphs. We have, I think, 2 more Go for the Throat, so it just move those around as we see fit. We have a playset of Duress. That's going to be good with like the combat trick decks. It's going to be good against control. We also have 3 copies of Soul Guide Lantern. That's going to be good against all of the graveyard decks or the Reanimator decks. We have 2 copies of Withering Torment. The reason it's here is we're mono black. It's enchantment hate. It's 3 mana, instant speed, destroy, and creature or enchantment. We lose 2 life. So not great, but if we really are playing against an enchantment that has to go, this is an option. And then we also have 2 copies of Gruesome Realization, which I kind of forgot this card existed, but I want to try it out. I don't know how well it's going to play. It's a 3 mana sorcery that lets us either draw 2, lose 2. So that'll be good if we are playing against a control deck and they just don't have a lot of creatures for us to remove. We can sideboard these in, but it's also good against a lot of the go wide token kind of decks because it's kind of a board wipe against those decks by giving our opponent's creatures -1/-1 until end of turn. So we'll see how that card does. Stay tuned for the end of this video when I do a deck summary on some of the things I think we could improve on the deck, or if you want to build a non-budget version of the deck, what I would recommend you doing. The one suggestion I would say right now is that there's 2 vampires that you could add to this deck if you just wanted it to be a vampire deck in general. First off is the Vengeful Blood Witch, which is for 1 and a black. It's a 1/1 vampire warlock. This is whenever this creature or another creature you control dies, target opponent loses a life and you gain a life. And then the other one is Sanguine Siphoner, which is for 2 mana. It's a 1/3, so it's a better blocker. Whenever this creature attacks, each opponent loses a life and you gain a life. I feel like there's an argument that one or both of these creatures could be in the deck, but at the 2 mana spot, I feel like we might have to cut our bat. And is it going to be better than the Deep Cavern bat? Probably not, but I don't know. We can see. We can test that out after a couple games. And then also maybe our 3 drops, maybe our Zombify, maybe something can get cut in the deck. And if that's the case and we feel like we have room for more 2-drop creatures, I think Sanguine Siphoner first and then the other one too if we have room. These are other cards that you could be keeping in mind. But anyways, that is the budget vampire combo deck for standard now that Foundations is here. So let's take it out for a couple games and then we'll come back for a wrap up. This seems okay. We have lands, we have hand disruption, we got a removal spell, we got our combo in hand. It seems like it might be okay. Let's go ahead and drop a swamp and pass the turn. All right, we're playing against some kind of green deck. Oh, there's another one of our combo pieces. We'll go ahead and swamp. Let's Deep Cavern Bat. That way we can get a peek at our opponent's hand, see what they're doing. Oh, it's just a bunch of green shenanigans. I see a world in which we can actually outpace this. So what we're gonna do, let's take the Feral Encounter, and we'll just see if we can make it to the late game. We might be able to get there. We are gonna need to draw more lands. Oh wow, hey, look, more lands. All right, let's go ahead, get in there for some damage. And we should have played this first. We didn't because we're silly. We'll go ahead and play the priest. Yeah, we should have done that the other way around. First game with the deck. Don't hurt me. All right, there's loot. So they're going to get an extra land drop. There's an extra forest. And they're going to pass. All right, and so now we will for sure have the mana to get to the Bloodthirsty Conqueror. So I think we actually got it here. So let's swamp. We will cast the Starscape Clear. Okay, we don't have the mana to do the Offspring, but that's okay. That means we have mana up for the Bitter Triumph in case we need it. And then we will go to combat. I think we can afford to just get in with our flyer. That's going to trigger both of our guys, so we'll do a little bit more draining. And then we can pass the turn, leave up the Bitter Triumph. And then I believe we will just win on our turn, assuming they don't have some kind of crazy shenanigans to get rid of like our entire board. Ugin didn't get reprinted, right? They just exile our whole board. That would suck. All right, so here's the Wildwood Scourge, which is going to be a 2/2, and then it can keep game bigger, as Hydras tend to do. All right, they're going to go swinging. I think we don't even care about this. I think we just take this damage. And then we'll go to our turn. All right, let's try to go for the win. Drop the Bloodthirsty Conqueror. Even if they had removal, we have redundancy on board. So I think we just have to get in with our bat. And assuming this makes contact, yep, that'll do it. Yay! That was super easy. We got there on turn 5. Just plain good old fair on curve. Not ramping, not nothing. We just got there. Our opponent scoops. All right, let's go to sideboarding. I would feel okay with some more go for the throats. I don't know how good these cut downs are going to be, so we'll go down a couple of those. They're not probably plain removal, so we can probably cut these zombifies. Maybe we can try these gruesome realizations. Maybe they're playing slow enough that we can try it. All right, we only have a couple lands and some removal. We'll try mulliganing. Ooh, that's worse. Land at the bottom. No threats, but we got some removal in our card draw spell. And I think we'll actually kill it if we can, because now they can follow it up with a 3-drop here. That's the problem with Mana Dorks, is it just lets them... Ooh, Feral Encounter. It's not good, it's not good. All right, here's another Lionware Elf. All right, well, that wasn't great, but let's go ahead and Deep Cavern Bat. We're just gonna look at their hand. Yikes. I guess we take the big creature. They don't actually have a great hand, so maybe we're okay for a moment. We take this. It's just 2 damage, it's fine. All right, we got another Deep Cavern Bat, which is kind of cool. Let's go ahead and drop that. Take a look at our opponent's hand. All right, they just got a land and a Snakeskin Veil, so we'll take the Snakeskin Veil. Play a land, go to combat, hit you for 1. Both at 19. Ankle Biter, 1/1 with Death Touch. It's not a bad card. It's not a bad card. I would prefer to draw cards with this, but it would be really funny to just wipe their board here. So I think we're going to do that, I guess. They might just scoop if we do this. All right, creatures our opponents control get -1/-1 till end turn. They lose everything. We go to combat. Hit them for 2. They're in top deck mode, and we got a grip of removal mostly. So, all right, I'm not even going to care to read that. Go to combat. Go for the throat. Kill the beetle. And then we will cast the Ichor Drinker. 1/1 Lifelinker. All right, they're just going to pass. Starscape Cleric. Man, we are missing our land drops. And go to combat. We're going to gain 3 life here from all of our Lifelinkers. So that's basically double strike. All right, and our opponent has had enough. All right, that was our first game with the deck. So I'd say that's a pretty good start. That's a pretty good start. Oh, hey, this doesn't look too bad. We got only a couple lands, but we got early threats. We got a recursive piece if we need it. We got one of our combo pieces. We can finally test out if Markov Baron's any good, because that's one of the cards that I'm on the fence about. Like, do we actually care that we're a vampire deck? Do we actually care about this buff to our vampires? I feel like maybe we don't. All right, Swamp, Ichor Drinker. Here we go. Our opponent's like, what is that? All right, they're going to play a gain land. Well, that's not very polite. Swamp, Deep Cavern Bat. Let's take a peek. Well, I guess we take their removal spell, and we just go in the red. Sleight of hand. They're going to go look at the top 2, put 1 in their hand, 1 in the bottom. We didn't draw a land. Is 24 lands not enough anymore? Is that like too old school Magic? I guess we'll leave up this go for the throat, although I don't really know if any of their creatures are worth killing. Maybe we were better off just, yeah, I guess we'll kill it just for the sake of killing it. Maybe we're better off just getting down our Markov Baron. Oh, this is so painful. Where are our lands? All right, so Ichor Drinker. Oh, wait. Do your creatures have to have, like, not summoning sickness? Oh, no. Okay, it's letting us do that. Okay, bam. All right. Our vampires get +1/+1. Hit you for 2. I would like to start hitting lands, please. We have the combo in hand now. So, okay, this deck doesn't seem like it's very good that we're playing against. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just saying the thing. I want a Bitter Triumph, discard a card, kill their guy. We're going to discard our big guy. Maybe we can zombify it later. However, it looks like it's probably one of those starter decks. And what's nice about these starter decks is, hey, nice, time to go to sideboarding. It's nice because it seems like a good way to get new players into the client, which is what I want. And specifically, I want them playing Standard because I think Standard's freaking rad. All right, this seems like a slow enough matchup for Gruesome Realization, so we'll bring those in. What do we cut? Maybe we go down a cut down. Maybe we cut a Zombify. I don't know. Oh, by the way, the Markov Baron, I think is what it's called, the Vampire Lord. That seemed okay. I mean, when you have the little vampires that have lifelink and you are now gaining more life than you were supposed to with those cards when they play tested them, that's kind of nice. So that was one of the cards that I figured would be on the cutting room floor if you want to add in some of those 2-drops that we had talked about in the deck intro. But I don't know, that at least that just one isolated instance with it so far felt pretty good. Okay, now we have too many lands. So let's mulligan. Oh no. 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 Oh no, we're gonna have to go down to 5, aren't we? Oh, if we draw a second land, we're cooking though. Because we have the combo. I think we actually keep. This is, oh, we're gonna get punished. Second land off the top. Second land off the top. Otherwise, we could always Corrupted Conviction the Ichor Drinker if we have to, but I would hate to do that. Ooh, look at that. A 1-mana 2/2? Above rate opponent. Above rate. So, okay, I'm wondering if in Modern Magic, you just have to run more than 24 lands. Like, that used to, like, just like your default, like, 24 lands, yeah, sure. But I think that's not true anymore. I think you always have to run more. Oh my god, look, see? Still no second land. Well, this sucks balls. I guess we just cut down. We're not even necessarily scared of the 2/2. We just can't keep taking 2 and missing our land drops and stuff. Still no second land. We're gonna discard the Bloodthirsty Conqueror because maybe we could zombify it if we ever get that many lands. Though we might just die to our opponent's 2 damage creatures that they have 1 of at a time just because we can't find a second land. We were gonna be cooking so hard if we found a second land. We really were. Just get down this other body and what is that? You may cast zombies from your graveyard. That's kind of cool. Is this bird also a zombie? It is. Oh, there's our second land. Okay, okay. Cooking with gas, cooking with gas. Does that need to go? No. Do we run out the combo piece? Let's actually just flip this, I guess. Do we care to attack? Yeah, we can attack with it. That's fine. Oh my god, they're gaining life. Unstoppable. I jokingly say as we're a life gain deck, basically. Well, our opponent's kind of cooking. They got their synergy online. They're doing much better. I mean, it helps that we, missed a bunch of lands. But still. All right, there's land number 3. I guess we draw 2, lose 2. Let's stay on defense. We'll have to discard a card. Let's discard the other Conqueror, I guess. We are at the point where next turn we could zombify. I'm just trying to take a little less damage here. It's not like the best trade because they can just get it back with their Lich Lord, but yeah, it's okay. So play the land. All right, so let's play out combo piece number 1, the Starscape Cleric. And then I think we hold mana up for removal. We just, if there's something we're really scared of, we hit the thing we're scared of. If not, we just hit the thing that's going to hit us for the most damage. And then next turn, we zombify, hit the Bloodthirsty Conqueror, and we pull back into this because our opponent's playing a starter deck. And apparently we have to punish them by missing our land drops for 3 or 4 turns. I don't know. This just doesn't feel right. This feels wrong. Ideally, I would be a full-time content creator and could grind the ladder so I'm not here at the bottom. But no, I play Arena like once a month. I guess let's hit their flyer. So we go to 5. Ooh, okay. Cemetery Recruitment, get back the Death Baron. Here's the Death Baron. They're representing lethal, but it's not going to matter because we are going to zombify and get back our Bloodthirsty. Hit you in the air for 2, and that is game. We did it. That one felt dirty. That didn't feel as clean as the first game, if you ask me. Our opponent's just sitting through it. Poor opponent. They got to do their cool zombie thing, though, so that's cool, I guess. Good for them. Good for them. Okay, we got a couple lands. We got our Corrupted Conviction if we get stuck. Got our 1-drop, our Deep Cavern Bat. We got our other bat. We got a Zombify. I really don't know if the deck needs Zombify. I mean, it did come in clutch last game, but I don't know if it's like a necessary part of the deck per se. Clockwork Percussionist. It's going to be one of those kind of decks. That's fine. All right. Bat. Let's see what our opponent's got going on. I hate all of that. I guess we take the shock so they don't just immediately turn around and kill our bat. Hit you with 1, we'll gain 1. The lifelink is going to matter a lot in this matchup. All right, Fear of Missing Out. That's a card that I would like to kill, because this is the one that if it hits us and they have Delirium, then we... Oh, no, that's not the one I was thinking of. Okay, that's still not something we would like to have around. Oh, wow, no, we ain't got the mana for this. Let's go to combat. Maybe they won't know that we don't have anything for... Okay, yeah, they saw the line. They saw the line. That's fine. We'll sacrifice it to draw 2 cards. No land? Are you serious? Oh my god. I mean, we have the combo in hand. The problem is we're probably going to get burned out before we get there, especially if we're going to be missing land drops. Yeah, we're down to 14. Oh, no. Come on. No. Yeah, missing land drops, I think, is going to be game here. I think we have to go on defense now. I think that's where we're at. That feels so bad. Yeah, all of this is bad. I think we're dead. Actually, yeah, actually, I think we gotta just keep trying to gain life. I have no idea what the right move is at this point. Do we block here? Is the question. I think we do. He's cute. Oh no, Burst Lightning. Oh yeah, the killer thing. Yep, they'll get the shock back. Oh, there's a 3rd land. Little late. Drop them the Marauding Blight Priest. I think it's, yeah, they got it. Yeah, okay, they got it. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I guess we're technically, oh, they got the extra combat. We didn't draw lands. Yeah, okay. Sideboarding we go. Was enough of their stuff 1 power, 1 toughness? I mean, they had the Ginger Brute and this guy, and we don't want that thing to die because maybe this is a duress matchup. Zombify will trim both, question mark. I think I want to switch out these Bitter Triumphs for 2 more Go for the Throats, just so we don't have to risk possibly having to lose life. I hate to cut the Boomer Vampire Nighthawk, but I think we're just at that point. Yeah. All right, we'll try this. Let's see if we can actually hit some land drops this time. That would be super, super... Oh my god, no! I mean, we can't keep that. That's better. Okay, so I think 3 lands is normally I would bottom one of the lands, but we've had such bad luck with hitting our land drops. I think we're going to put the Baron to the bottom. All right, duress. All right, they got a couple of the monkeys. They got a Ginger Brute. They only have 1 land. Okay. They got a Braid, Witch Mark. That is card advantage. I guess we make them lose that. All right, here comes the monkey. We'll play a Swamp and I guess pass. It's funny enough, I guess our Go for the Throats can't hit the monkeys. Or the Ginger Brutes. Maybe now that I think about it, I guess Go for the Throat wasn't the best choice because they have the Fear card that we saw, right? We're going to go ahead and cut down the Ginger Brute. Mudflap Village, Marauding Blight Priest, go. Now we're at the point where if we could start drawing something else to do. Oh, yeah. Yep. We're doomed. Oh, that would have been nice if we could have held out just a smidge longer. Yeah, we can't stop that. Is that a Phoenix? It is a Phoenix. Bloodfeather Phoenix. All right, well, we're just going to hope this sticks. Bloodthirsty Conqueror. If this sticks, we're cooking. If it gets removed, we scoop. Our opponent thinks it's pretty nice. We also think it's nice. GG's. GG opponent. Hey, all right. Yeah. Okay, so go for the throat was not the right call with all of those artifact guys. We probably still want a couple. Maybe just bring back in these Bitter Triumphs. I want to try. We haven't got to cast a Vampire Nighthawk in this video yet. And it is such a boomer card. And it's so cool. And no one is going to get to see it. And that makes me sad. But I don't know what we would cut because we kind of need all of this, I think. Yeah, let's just run it back like that. Okay, we got the combo. We have a removal spell. We have 3 lands. That's hard to pass up on. Bolt Wave. That's a decent start for our opponents. Swamp and pass. Bolt Wave again. Oh my god, we're so dead. We're gonna die before we get to do anything. And honestly, our cleric, our bat here might be dead anyways. I mean, we have these mudflat villages, but we have to sack a land in order to do it, so it would put us a turn behind anyways in order to get to the 5 mana need for the Bloodthirsty Conqueror. So hopefully we don't even have to do that, but I can't imagine they don't have an answer here. Okay, here's Fear of Missing Out. A little bit of card advantage. All right, we'll play a swamp. Then we will, actually, you know what? They're tapped down. Let's go ahead and kill the Fear of Missing Out because I don't really want none of that stuff. We'll go ahead and cast the Markov Baron. Have a lifelinker on board. This will combo real nice together if it gets to stick around. Oh, their little otter guy. I love the otter guy. Swamp. All right, next turn. Next turn is our turn. All right, they're going to trade with the Baron. That's fine. Please, opponent, do not kill our bat. Gingerbrute, fine. Please? No! No! We should have played one of these earlier, and we didn't, because we're silly. Get the cleric back. Cast it. And hope we're good. Because we can do the village at instant speed, right? Yeah, I think so. Oh, they're so close to killing us. No, they killed it again. No. Well, you know what? They scooped to the Conqueror the first time. So let's just hard cast it. They can pay, yeah, they can pay to make Gingerbrute unblockable. But that we're still at 10, so ooh. Hey, look at this. Rotting Blight Priest combos. GG's. GG opponent. Heck yeah. We did it. We were able to beat mono red. Look at that. It's so nice to see. We did it. We beat mono red. We just had 3 bangers back to back. Let's just go ahead and do our wrap up. All right. So overall, I felt like this deck was pretty good. It's at least good here at the bottom of the ladder where, you know, the season just reset. You're going to have to play a lot to move up. And also with all of the new foundation stuff, I feel like all of these new starter decks are going to bring in a lot of new players, which for the longevity of the game, I think is great, especially because Foundations is just, it's a really cool set. Even like this lower powered stuff, I would say that this deck is probably still lower powered, is just really fun. And we got to play with some really neat, fun cards. So let's go ahead, talk a little bit about this deck in its current form, what options you have for upgrade. So overall, I gotta say, the combo itself, it feels pretty legit. If you want added consistency and you're not worried about budget, Enduring Tenacity is probably the best option, which is also another one of those whenever you gain life, target opponent loses that much, but then when it dies, it comes back as an enchantment. So it has a little bit of added resiliency. It is 4 mana, so it is more mana than these other options that we have in the deck, but I feel like that's worth considering. However, if I were really to pull all the brakes on upgrading this deck, I would honestly go Golgari. One, just because I have a playset of Mosswood Dread Knight in here, and I just think this is like the mid-range threat of all mid-range threats. It's a repeatable 3/2 trampler that can also draw you a card and lose you a life. It's great, but really the main reason you would want to do that is because of Lion War Elves. Lion War Elves, 1 mana, 1/1, taps for a green. So really, this is just a way to get us to our combo a turn earlier. If we play this deck fairly, we can win on turn 5. That seems okay if we we, have the right pieces and we can go undisrupted by our opponents. But with Lion Warrior Elves, if we are in these colors, we can actually get there a turn earlier. So that seems like an option. There's also just the black combo decks in Standard right now that are playing the Bloodletter of Aclazotz combo. So there's a chance that maybe you just run both combos, because I think all of these pieces are just like fine by themselves. So if you just go mono black combo, and then also there are the Orzhov life gain decks in Standard right now, which are moderately meta, and they're kind of just bat decks, so you have some crossover already, but because you have all of those life gain synergies, there's a good chance that the Bloodthirsty Conqueror combo just works there. Overall, I don't know if I necessarily like the Vampires build, because the real reason to do that is the Markov Baron, and the one showing we got to see today with it was pretty impressive, but is it enough that you just play that instead of just other mid-range threats, or maybe some other just ways to dig through your deck to find your combo faster, play, go into Golgari so you can ramp? I don't know if that's the right option, but I will say that as a budget build for Arena, where you only need 4 mythics to do this combo deck, and then everything else is commons and uncommons, I gotta say this is super fun and seemed to function perfectly fine, just because everything's gaining you life, it's buying you time, there's a decent amount of removal, and they just scale. They're threats that need dealt with. I am sad that we didn't get to see the Vampire Nighthawk, just because that is like a classic card and it would have been kind of cool to see it in this video. But yeah, I'll play it and I'll pin a comment and let you guys know what I think about it if I get to cast it. But I do think it's possibly on the chopping floor to make way for some of those 2 drops that we had talked about at the beginning of this video. Also, there's a good chance that just for my personal collection, maybe I don't leave this as a budget build. Maybe I do spend a few more wild cards to build it up. Not sure, we'll see. But anyways, that is the 4 mythic Arena budget video for the Bloodthirsty Conqueror life gain vampire combo. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. This was a really fun one to make. If there's anything else from Foundations you would like to see me make a video about, let me know. I last week did a Commander deck tech video for Foundations, and today I obviously did this. I am definitely down to do some more. I just really like this set, and I'm excited that it might be getting new players into the game. But yeah, make sure you're subscribed if you're not already, and check out some of our other content we have going on in the video. We have a weekly podcast, we have Commander gameplay, we have deck techs, or other Arena videos, all that cool stuff. I will see you guys next time. Have a good one.